Hey everybody, it's Kairos. As we are progressing through worlds, I noticed a pretty crazy stat. Damwon has actually secured the most dragons per game at 3.44, which means they're getting a dragon soul in a lot of their games. And what's even more impressive is that they've done so while also having the third shortest average game duration of the quarterfinals teams at 30 minutes and 47 seconds. Just for perspective, the average team secures a dragon every 12 minutes and 28 seconds, whereas Damwon secures a drake every 8 minutes and 57 seconds. That's an entire 3.5 minutes faster, which is huge. Today I wanted to break down exactly how they are setting up for objectives to achieve such a high success rate. We are looking at their quarterfinal game 1 against DRX, where they really show off some textbook macro. Both junglers start on the top side, so their pathing will be mirrored. They know that both junglers are pathing from the top to the bottom side of the map. Damwon recognizes that Jhin and Leona will win short burst trades with their CC and the front-loaded damage, but then Lulu and Kate are going to win extended trades and can kite out Leona after the initial burst. And as Canyon is making his way to the bottom side, Ghost and Beryl take a short trade and burn Death's summoners. This gives them priority in bot lane, allowing them to invade Kindred's blue buff shortly after with Canyon. And their timing is perfect. Canyon is able to steal the blue buff and place a ward, which will give him the timer on Gromp when it's killed. From there, he returns to River and he secures bottom scuttle, passes through mid with the priority from Showmaker, and then gets the double scuttle. The entire sequence started with the trade in the bottom lane at the perfect timing from Leona and Jhin, and then it secures priority for them for the rest of the lane phase. Damwon's bot lane takes another trade as Grave again crosses to the bottom side of the map, knowing that he's going to be there soon, and this gives him the push advantage because they're left with more minions on their side. And with the wave on DRX's side, they can invade with Canyon to pressure the Gromp, which they have a timer on. Fortunately for DRX, they have a control ward there that spots out the invade, and Pioshik doesn't go for the Gromp. He knows that Deft and Keria can't roam over, as they already have a wave at their turret that they need to farm. When Canyon knows that Kindred has reset and gone to the top side of the map, he goes ahead and just takes the Ocean Drake solo, knowing that the priority in bot and mid lane are going to keep him safe. This early Drake means that the primary objective for the next 5 minutes will be the Rift Herald when it spawns at 8. Since there's no bottom objective to trade for it once the team moves to secure Herald. Damwon wants to use the early advantage that they generated to make sure that they're taking every objective, and they don't really want to be trading objectives with DRX if they are stronger. The priority in bot lane allows them to finish their recall about 10 seconds before DRX because Ghost shoves the wave all the way into turret, and the Deft still has minions to clear. And most of the lanes are still even at this point, but Syndra gets her lost chapter while Orianna doesn't get the opportunity to reset and is still just sitting on components for the Herald Fight. Damwon immediately start up the Herald, knowing that Deft and Keria are going to be about 10 seconds behind Ghost and Beryl. This means DRX won't have time to clear vision, set up their positioning, or use their long-range poke advantage before the fight. Canyon pulls the Rift Herald up towards the top lane, forcing DRX to walk all the way into River to contest it, making their escape much more difficult if the fight goes poorly. And this creates a kind of funnel also for Kennen and Leona to engage into. DRX doesn't have any true engage. Basically all they have is the Shockwave from Orianna. And they also have very little peel with Lulu not having 6 yet. But Damwon has Kennen ult and also Leona engage, giving them a lot more options to start a fight. DRX's ideal fight would be to get poke down onto Damwon and to fight in a stagnant area with Kindred ult, Ori ult, and Caitlyn ult, and to just control a zone. Damwon positions perfectly here, with the carries relatively safe around the corner where they can use their long-range pick potential without being threatened. And their engage tools are in a position to zone off anybody who moves towards the carries. Damwon starts the fight with their long-range pick tools on Syndra and Jhin, and then they follow up with Kennen and Leona as Lamb's Respite expires. Chovy even lands a shockwave on both the Damwon carries, but nobody's able to follow up because of Damwon's positioning. DRX is then split and has no answer to the dive, and they lose the team fight 2-0 at the end of it and lose the Herald. Later on, with 45 seconds before the second Drake spawning, Beryl roams mid and is able to secure Orianna's flash and R with plenty of time to reset before the Drake. Leona then resets, followed by Jhin and Syndra. But Orianna's reset is delayed because Herald is dropped, and Chovy is forced to stay and collect a really big wave, while Showmaker TPs back to mid with a completed Ludens. DRX is unable to match the item power spikes coming in, and they decide to not contest the Cloud Drake. Then the third Drake is spawning in less than a minute, and Damwon isn't able to secure any advantage in items, vision, health, or cooldowns like they had before, and the result is them just straight losing the 50-50 smite battle and giving DRX a window back into the game by slowing down how quickly they can secure a soul. Damwon learns from their mistake, and on the fourth Drake they completely block out the map around the dragon. DRX has to respect the engage from Damwon, and they can't easily face check Fog of War because of the engage tools. Then one hit skill shot from Syndra deters DRX and forces them to disengage because they just have no information to go off of, and that puts Damwon on Soul Point. Then when it does come around to Soul Point, Damwon makes no mistakes. They start by securing mid priority to roam into river together and set up vision. Then Chovy and Pyosik look for a pick on Nuguri, but the rest of DRX isn't able to follow up as they're zoned away from the river entrance. Then Beryl sniffs out Pyosik and they're able to force out Lamb's Respite and completely push DRX out of the entire jungle. DRX tries to set up the Elder then later, and this is probably their best attempt at a setup. They get Caitlyn traps down and then also secure vision, but they quickly realize that they're pinched between the carries on one side and then the engaged members of Damwon on the other side. Pyosik is straggling a bit behind and is singled out and taken down, meaning that DRX is down their jungler for the dragon spawn in 30 seconds. All the vision control that DRX worked to set up is completely gone, but they still have to contest. Nuguri and Beryl reset and come in for a flank, while the carries position very carefully and use summoners to deny the limited engage from DRX, which is primarily the Orianna Shockwave. Then Kennen and Leona abuse Fog of War to flank DRX, and they easily win the 4v5 team fight. Overall, it's really impressive to watch the various ways that Damwon can pressure the map to secure objectives. Just in this game, even, we watched them use early lane priority, reset timers for power spikes, vision denial with engage threat, and just excellent positioning to guarantee their engage. So it seems like the only way that teams will be able to contest Damwon around objectives is if they're able to think 3 steps ahead, just like Damwon does. Thank you for watching this analysis. I hope to be bringing you more content as the tournament progresses. And if you're interested in supporting the channel or getting jungle coaching, be sure to check out my Patreon, which is linked below. See you all next time.